Hello. So here we are on the website. Just looking at getting a premium. When you get a premium membership, you get all these little bells and whistles, but you get a free house. So I thought I would check that out. It's $11.99 per month, so I'm just gonna pay that for 1 month, and then I'll cancel the subscription because I just wanted to show you guys. So yeah, you pay for it. I've already got my info in there, so it's an easy boom bada bing. And then you go and you can choose your Linden home that you get. So you can choose from a bunch of different neighborhoods and feels and vibes. I've had a couple before already, so I'm looking for something a little bit new to me, in a nice neighborhood that I can decorate and make my own. So yeah, so each of these groups, you can see, yeah, some of them have the little blue houses in the bottom corner. That means there are multiple versions that you can kind of scroll through and check. But I was really feeling the I liked the round windows of the, I don't even know what they are, Japanese style huts, which we'll get to here in a second. There was one that I liked, but it wasn't available, so that sucked. So yeah, this was the Sakura. I liked the round windows of that, but I wanted to go check out the space, right? So you can do that. There's a link right on underneath the picture of the house where it says "See this house online." So then you open up your viewer, you click teleport to this location, you get this little pop-up here, and then you can visit the location and it will input it into your viewer, which is handy. So then when I log in, I am arriving on site. And what was cool is there ended up being a lot of the house versions around, so I could kind of check it out. So yeah, looked inside here. I liked the open windows. Now the only thing, and I liked, I want my windows and doors to open up so that I can have lots of outside access. Look at that window, it's beautiful. Okay, and you only get so many, you get like an allotment of how many items you can have in a space. And they call them prims or land impact. And each item is so many, and so a lot of it is finding the biggest bang for your buck, the most detail, realistic-looking objects that are the lowest prims possible, especially when you have a restriction on how many prims you can have in a place. So I wanted more of an open space. I did like these open doors there, but there were too many rooms. And I prefer more open loft, open spaces. This one was almost good. I liked this. I didn't mind this little roundabout there with the stairs. But then the loft wasn't open, which was the deal breaker for me. So then, 1 second. Okay, so it's, checking out. I like this open. But, and I'm a sucker for blue. I like a blue house for some reason. This one was okay, but it's so big. Like, when you're dealing with a limited amount of prims, right, there's only so much you can throw down before. I had that house before, and that was really nice. And that one's just too small, though I forgot, like, you're only allowed 175 prims, which isn't a lot of prims. So when you rent a bigger space, like a half stim or a quarter stim or something like that, you get like 5,000 prims or something awesome, because you want that. You got to put in everything, the trees, the grass, everything. Well, not the grass, I guess. So anyways, I chose this house, and then you get to name it. So I just on the fly picked a name, and then it sends you the teleport to your new home. Boom, bada bing, and here I am. Now this is my new home, and I liked this version better because the two walls aren't there, which was even better because it was wide open, and then I've got this little space over here for my bedroom. So this is the new space, and so yeah, I wanted to check out the yard, check out my neighborhood. Looks like my neighbor there. Oh yeah, and I got a nice little waterway here. My neighbor looks awesome. I totally went in there with my camera and checked their space out, and they've got lots of awesome pictures and stuff. So then it's just a matter of going into your inventory and trying to find all of the items that you could throw down in a home. So I've been on here for quite some time, so I've got quite a collection, but my inventory has utterly and completely gotten away from me. I have over 30,000 items in my inventory, and so I literally just have to scroll through 35,000 items and try to find things. So I always like to have lots of plants, lots of greenery, lots of filler stuff. So yeah, the next space here is just me kind of revisiting old items. Sometimes you pull them out and they just don't work, so you put them back. A lot of them, they copy when you pull them out from your inventory into the real world. So if you don't want them in, not the real world, sorry, into the SL world, and if you decide you don't want them, you can just delete them. Otherwise, if you take them back, then you have a double, right? And so now it will let you know, like if you try to delete an object that there's only one of, it'll be like, are you sure? And that's your warning, like that you need to take that item back instead of just delete it. And yeah, not everything is equal. Like this couch here, you know, you're looking for sit animations, you're looking for all of the things. I usually sit on my chairs and couches or anything that has a sit option or an animation option. I sit right on it when I'm placing it, and that way I can make sure that when you're sitting on the objects that your feet aren't like in the wall or you're facing the wrong way or whatever. And it's really easy. You can move the object while you're sitting on it, which can be fun for your avatar because they get to a little ride around and get to be cozy while you're moving stuff around, right? But then I remembered I had this awesome couch, and so got rid of the other one, and this one's way better. And I like it beside the open door there so I can get some fresh air. I can see out to the water there, and hopefully some sort of garden area. I don't know. I'll have to see what I can do, what I have room for. Yeah, it's really limiting. So when you start getting to like there's not enough prims left, then you have to start kind of going through like what do I really want to have in here, and you know, what do I have to get rid of in order to make room for something that I want more, you know? Then there's this option here. See by the door, there's that little button. Press that button there, and you can change the floor wood, the hardwood on the beams and stuff like that, and your wall color. You can choose preset colors, or you can make your own here, which I am doing here. So, yeah, once you decide on a color, then you click submit, and boom, bada bing, and there it is. And then you've got your little colorful space, right? Yeah, I ended up getting rid of that planter because if you see how sometimes it looks like it's just empty, I don't like that. So got rid of it. And then just trying to find other stuff. So yeah, it starts to get a little monotonous here. This does take some time. Also, sometimes when you're putting your objects down, you always want to be in edit mode so that you have the lines like this so you can find it when it doesn't sit where you put it down. I've lost many of an item putting it down somewhere and then it's just not appearing and I can't find it anywhere. So if you have your edit on when you put an object down, then you will have the lines and you just zoom out until you find it and then you can bring it back into where you actually want it, because I didn't want them on the ceiling and I wasn't putting them on the ceiling. But when you're in this object layering realm, sometimes there's invisible things that you're putting things on top of, and yeah. So that is my little tippy-do on decorating in the SL world. And this is where it can get really fun, where you can find things. Now, I mean, if you have the luxury, you can go into Marketplace and like see in that corner there, I can put a little kitchenette over there or a fireplace. What do I want to put over there, right? Like here I'm just trying to decide where would a fireplace go in here, and nowhere. So yeah, you decide, I want to have a clothing rack or a place to put your jackets and bench, like a bench or whatever, to put your shoes when you walk in the door. And then so you'd go onto Marketplace and you'd go into search and try to find something specific, right? Here's an item that needed to be taken. It wasn't that great, but I took it anyways. Yeah, and then you just buy your item, import it in, and then set it up in your home, which is nice. You can also do that like collecting. When you get a premium membership, you get a weekly allowance of 300 linden a week. And so yeah, you can just wait, hold out, go shop, put them in your favorites, and then when you can afford it, buy it and add it to your home. But yeah, we're only keeping this membership for the month, and then I'm going back to freeloading, because freeloading, I can't have control over the decorating and stuff like that, but I can find some pretty sweet places that don't have the restrictions on the prims, and they're fully loaded and fully detailed and completely gorgeous to stay at. So I just kind of travel around. And this is a res box here. So this is, you put the box down, you kind of position it where you want it, and then you hit res, and it'll pop up. Like, for instance, this is a shed, right? An outdoor shed, which I don't want in the middle of my home. But yeah, so yeah, and this bed is awesome. So I want to make sure that I have that in there. So I just, the rest of the video is me just basically going through my inventory, checking to see the items that I have, and trying to make them work in the space that I have. Not too long after this video, I ran out of prints. So I didn't get much more items down than this. So you get an idea of the restriction that you have when you go with a premium house. Yes, it's nice. You get the allowance. You get the a house of your choice or whatever. But you can also rent spaces. You can be exploring somewhere and then find that there's, you come across a space for rent in this beautiful neighborhood or forest or wherever, and you can rent that space. It's usually weekly, and then you have an allotment of prims that you can access, and I think they're a little bit more actually than the premium houses. So yeah, when you're moving little objects, so I'm trying to add this little stack of books and rosemary onto my bookshelf here. So that's kind of the tedium of adding small detailed items. And I mean, you can go nuts. I would put a crystal bookend in there. I'd put some stuff on the top. But I don't have the prims. I don't have the prim space. Now, a lot of these objects here, which I found out later, like this table here, it comes with a bunch of books, a coffee mug, and an open book. And each of those items are extra prims. So I ended up, because I've got my bookshelf with all my books over there, so I took the stack of books and deleted it because they were just extra prims. I think there were 1 prim or 2 prims or whatever. But that's how you start getting you have to get really nitpicky with your prim count when you start to lose them. So yeah, I mean, I would cover everything with crystals and trees and flower carpets, and but I just don't have enough prims. Now you can keep track of your prim count on your edit bar. So every time I stop moving an object, the little edit window opens up, and in there you can find your little prim count. I think it's under more information, because it'll just show you what the object that is selected, how many prims that is. But if you go to more information right beside it, it'll show you everything: land impact, how many you have remaining, how many you've already used. So you can kind of keep track there. So this little mushroom cluster here they're 1 prim each. If you hold down the enter key while you drag, like move the object one way or the other, you will duplicate it. So it took me longer to say than it took me to do, but that's what happened there. Yeah, and I'm just going crazy here. I'm just like throwing everything down, seeing what I got, seeing what everything looks like, not paying attention to prim count at all. And yeah, and you kind of do that until you get the dreaded little notification that says the parcel is too full, and then you're like, damn it, and have to go, see, look at that planter. It looks empty. I don't like it. So I got rid of it. I will get rid of it. Yeah, and then I was going to put this mirror here, but I didn't like the 2 round things, that window. I want it to be its beautiful self. And then these curtains, so some of these objects, like, they only look good from one angle, right? And then they're really flat from all the other angles. It just depends what you want, right? Like, I like the look of this, but, I ended up getting rid of it because prim count. So yeah, that's kind of the skinny when it comes to moving objects and decorating. And the versus, is it better to get a premium home or rent a space? Now, I did look into renting a quarter sim, and it had 5,000 premiums, or not 5,000, what do you call it, prims, but it was 6,000 something a linden a week, and I may do that in the future because I'd like to show just the difference, right, between having restrictions on how many prims you can have. So yeah, here I already got the you have too many prim symbol or notification. So yeah, so I had to get rid of my big giant crystal. And yeah, because I wanted to have some outdoor stuff here. Here is a bit of wildflowers. If I had a huge space, you can cover huge spaces with wildflowers. You can layer those up, have other flowers growing in between and around them. But this space does not is not big enough for that. So yeah. What else? Yeah, it's just there's lots of items that you can find. People, creators are making items like crazy. They are definitely getting a lot better, like where they can be high quality items that are very low prim. So it's just a matter of shopping around and finding the stuff that works for the space. And yeah, so there's the placing of a thing, a jug of flowers on a table. And yeah, I also would like to have things on the wall, and I could import my own, so you can call in or open up any files on your computer and bring it into the SecondLife realm, and then you would add them to an object, and then you can have your real world pictures in this world if you so desired. So yeah, oh, and this, I love this, what is it called? Wind chime, because you can hear it. But yeah, so this gets to the end here. I think I had to get up and go somewhere. But I will show you when I finished. I'll come back on and show you around once I finish the space. See what I can do with it and make it pretty. Okay? So thanks for checking it out.